The notion that the mainstream media is working with scientists to lie to Christians is a complex and multifaceted issue. To understand this phenomenon, it's essential to examine the historical context, the role of science and media in shaping public opinion, and the potential motivations behind such a collaboration. Firstly, it's crucial to acknowledge that science and Christianity have had a tumultuous relationship throughout history. The scientific revolution, which began in the 16th century, challenged many of the long-held beliefs and dogmas of the Christian Church. The works of scientists such as Galileo Galilei and Charles Darwin further exacerbated the tension between science and Christianity, as their discoveries and theories seemed to contradict biblical teachings. This historical context has contributed to a sense of mistrust and skepticism among some Christians towards the scientific community. In recent years, the mainstream media has played a significant role in shaping public opinion on various issues, including science and religion. The media's influence on public perception is substantial, and their portrayal of scientific issues can have a significant impact on how the general public, including Christians, view and interact with science. Some argue that the media, in collaboration with scientists, has been working to undermine Christian beliefs and values by promoting a secular, humanist worldview. One of the primary areas where this alleged collaboration is evident is in the coverage of climate change. The scientific consensus on climate change is clear. Human activities, particularly the emission of greenhouse gases, are significantly contributing to global warming. However, some Christians have been skeptical of this consensus, citing biblical teachings that suggest God is in control of the Earth's climate. The media, in reporting on climate change, often presents the scientific consensus as fact, which can be perceived as an attack on Christian beliefs. Some argue that the media, in collaboration with scientists, is working to persuade Christians to accept the scientific consensus on climate change, even if it means compromising their faith. Another area where this alleged collaboration is apparent is in the promotion of evolutionary theory. Evolution, as a scientific theory, is widely accepted by the scientific community as the best explanation for the diversity of life on Earth. However, some Christians reject evolutionary theory, citing biblical teachings that suggest God created the world and all living things in 6 days. The media, in reporting on evolutionary theory, often presents it as fact, which can be perceived as an attack on Christian beliefs. Some argue that the media, in collaboration with scientists, is working to promote evolutionary theory as the only plausible explanation for the origin of life, even if it means undermining Christian teachings. It's essential to note that the notion of a deliberate collaboration between the mainstream media and scientists to lie to Christians is not supported by empirical evidence. The media's role is to report on scientific discoveries and theories, and scientists' primary goal is to advance our understanding of the world through empirical research. The perceived conflict between science and Christianity is often a result of misunderstandings and miscommunications between the two communities. In conclusion, the idea that the mainstream media is working with scientists to lie to Christians is a complex issue that requires careful consideration of the historical context, the role of science and media in shaping public opinion, and the potential motivations behind such a collaboration. While there may be instances where the media's portrayal of scientific issues can be perceived as challenging Christian beliefs, it's essential to recognize that the media's primary role is to report on scientific discoveries and theories, and scientists' primary goal is to advance our understanding of the world through empirical research. Ultimately, a more nuanced understanding of the relationship between science and Christianity can help to foster greater dialogue and cooperation between these two communities. By promoting a more informed and nuanced discussion, we can work towards a greater understanding and appreciation of the complex issues that shape our world.